What's going on, guys? It's your boy CMB. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and let's get into this one really quickly. Now, guys, we are talking about Kenny Porter, the former trainer and father of Showtime Shawn Porter. Now, Kenny Porter gives his take on who he thinks would win the highly anticipated welterweight showdown between unified welterweight champion Errol the True Spence Jr. and WBO champion Terence Bud Crawford. Now, Fight Hub TV caught up with him and asked him who he thinks would win the fight. So I want to read what he had to say, guys, and then give you guys my take on his opinion. Now, it says, Spence. Errol Spence is the bigger guy on fight night. Without getting into any details beyond that, his style is one that will lead him to victory. If that's how he chooses to fight, he can do something to that effect. But he's the type of guy that uses his size and jab very well, and he will impose his will on you for those rounds as long as they last. I think it will go the distance, but I think he wins. So that's what Kenny Porter had to say, guys, about the highly anticipated fight between those two. He thinks that Errol Spence Jr. wins the fight, and he thinks that he's going to impose his size basically on Terence Bud Crawford. He thinks that the size is going to make the difference in the fight. Now, we've always heard in boxing that a good big man always beats a good little man. We've heard that time and time again when it comes to the sport of boxing. Now, of course, there's always some outliers out there. One comes to mind is Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao has beaten many guys that's bigger than him. Floyd Money Mayweather Jr. has done the same. And in recent times, we have Gervonta Tank Davis. He's beaten a lot of guys that are bigger in stature than him. You guys know Gervonta Tank Davis is somewhat of a pint-sized guy, but he has a lot of knockout power. So that isn't always the case that the big guy is always going to beat the smaller guy. And when it comes to Terence Bud Crawford, it's going to take more, in my opinion, than a size and a good jab to beat a guy like him. He's a complete fighter, in my opinion. He's known as one of the pound-for-pound best fighters in the world, and that's not an easy task for him to get there. You know, a switch hitter, a guy who likes to set traps, a guy who's very elusive, has great footwork, has great power. Like I said, he's an all-around, well-rounded fighter, and it's going to take more than size to beat him. And as a matter of fact, he's already beaten a big, strong welterweight in Kell Brook. Kell Brook was a big, massive guy, and he fought at 154. He came back down, of course, but he fought at 154, came back down to face Terence Crawford, and Terence Crawford got him up out of there. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say he was damaged goods, but still, he was a bigger, stronger guy, and that still didn't help him when it came to fighting Terence Bud Crawford. Now, I'm not saying that Terence Bud Crawford is going to defeat Errol Spence Jr. because, in my honest opinion, I think that's still a 50-50 fight. I'm still up in the air whether or not, whether who wins that fight. I'm still thinking about it, but I think it's going to take more than his size and his jab to defeat Terence Bud Crawford. There's going to have to be something extra there because he's not just an average fighter, guys. He's above average. And, he's going to be hard to beat. He's just that damn good, in my opinion. Now, although I do respect Kenny Porter, I think it's going to take more than what he's saying here to beat Terence Bud Crawford. I think it's just going to be a tough fight. We have to wait and see about this fight, of course. We're still waiting on Errol Spence Jr. Versus Keith One-Time Thurman. There's no guarantees that he gets past Keith Thurman. I don't care what people say. Keith Thurman is a hell of a fighter. He only has one loss on his record. Sure, he hasn't been very active as of late, but he is a complete fighter as well. But you guys tell me what you think about what Kenny Porter had to say. Do you agree? Do you think that the size will make the difference in the fight? Or do you think, Terence Bud Crawford's skill set will be just a little bit too much for Errol the True Spence Jr.? You guys let me know what you think about that in the comments section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.